Top of the evening, everybody. Chris McDonald with you. A very special MacFile Saturday night. We're grateful to have everybody. We wish we was not coming on a Saturday night for this reason, but very serious situation in the South tonight. Still ongoing. We were on today around noon, and as of 9 o'clock Eastern tonight, actually it's 8:40. 8:40 in the east, 7:40 here in the central time zone, and we've had a deadly weekend. That number 26, I wish was, I wish we could, let me change that, is the official count as of tonight, just within the last hour. We've had 29 people perish this weekend, starting yesterday in Missouri and Arkansas over these tornadoes and severe thunderstorms. I want to show you an astonishing, by the way, it's good to see everybody tonight. If you're in the greater Alabama, the central southern Alabama area, the weather has pretty much shifted around you right now. Tennessee, I was monitoring my dear buddy Todd Howell. In fact, I'm going to show you, we may just listen in a little bit. I think it's this right here. That's my dear buddy Todd Howell. I've known Todd for a while, and this is him and WBIR up in Knoxville tonight, and they are actually monitoring two tornadoes. We've just had a major tornado come through. We're gonna come back to them in a minute. And I say major. There was major damage near Oak Ridge. That's the Oak Ridge National Laboratory. That's where they do the nuclear, they store a lot of nuclear secrets, and my brother worked there briefly back in 2012 when he was with the Air Force still, through the college he was with. And I've lived in East Tennessee for 24 years now, roughly 25 years, 26 years. Can't even remember how long it's been. And we've had, a couple of bouts of tornadic weather through the years. The mountains, for the most part, have been spared, but we have had some outbreaks tonight. I knew that I was actually expecting this to be more down south, but things are not done down south. But it was a damaging tornado that just missed, I would say, my home, probably about 40 miles roughly, as of right now. But those storms are rumbling into South Kentucky, Southern Kentucky tonight, and there's other storms in central and sort of east central Tennessee that you all need to be alert to. That's really the most dangerous area right now. But this storm system is not over. 29 dead in Missouri tonight. I want to play a video. This is some of the video that came out of Bakersfield, Missouri last night. Reed Timmer, who is one of the best, absolute best storm chasers out there, captured this video. This is, they were looking at the storm. Now, I don't think there's any language in this. When we play these videos, these people get a little excited, as I would be getting excited, and sometimes they may not be so sanctified in their reaction. But this is Missouri last night. This is part of the storm system that unfortunately killed 29 people in Missouri, Arkansas, Mississippi. There's been death, and it's a lot of people, folks, that die in the spring storm system. And this is March, and this really ain't even the peak of the spring storm system. That usually occurs in May. So if we're getting these kind of systems in March, who knows what we're going to be facing later this spring. But this is Bakersfield, Missouri last night. Probably an EF3, EF2 tornado that killed some folks. And watch this video. This is Reed Timmer.
Oh, big wall cloud. Major. Look at that thing. Come on, look at it. Look at it.
You can see the tornado in the background with the lightning, and that's the wall cloud developing. That was when it was approaching Bakersfield, and you can see it right there. If you'll catch the lightning, I'm going to try to freeze it. Right. That's got to be the most scariest sight, to see something illuminated by lightning that you can't see. But it's right there. Look at the wind. Look at the rain hitting. And this goes on about 40 more seconds. Just telling everybody to get in shelter. There it is right there. You can see the funnel right there by the lightning. Look at the tree. Look at the damage. And that is the Reed Timmer storm chasing crew. And you can see the lightning. That's the one way you can see these things at night. It has gotten dark. The storm that hit Oak Ridge tonight, west of me in Knoxville, basically came through right at dusk. And we're going to probably get reports of damage there later tonight. This storm system has been so violent. This is another video. This was actually while the tornado was going on, I think, during, like that was right before. They were watching it approach the city. Watch this video. This is the actual storm itself. Look at that. Look at that. Look at the damage. Whoa. Look at that. That's near Bakersfield, Missouri last night. He's coming at it from the south. He's watching it go northeast. You might be able to catch the lightning. You can see the lightning that's illuminating it. And that was, again, the scenes in Missouri last night. Very scary stuff. And that's the life of a storm chaser. When you would have asked Chris McDonald when he was a kid, what do you want to be when you grow up? That's what I wanted to be. Still do sometimes. My son, happy birthday today, by the way, to Elias David McDonald, number 6. And he's in Legoland today, Lego World down in Central Florida. He's in hog heaven. But Papa Matt called him today. He was glad to hear from Papa, and Papa was glad to hear from him. FaceTimed him. And Brandon came on the phone, and he said, y'all going to get whacked tonight where you're at? And I said, yeah, I know we are. And he told Kathy, he said, please do not let my father go out there and chase his weather tonight, because I know he's going to want to do it if it comes through. So we made an agreement. We're not going to do that tonight. I need to be here for Sunday morning meeting time. I don't want to get blown away. But on a serious note, folks, these storms have been very deadly. 29 dead. That's the latest report. I talked to Charlotte Brown tonight. She was in Coleman, Alabama, just northeast of Birmingham. They had a tornado come through their town this afternoon, just missed Charlotte to the north. There were no less than, I think, 3 tornado emergencies today in Mississippi. When there's a tornado warning, I mean, that means the tornado warning, as I told you this morning, some of these tornado warnings are radar indicated. Some of them are people are actually seeing the tornado on the ground. And there are certain signatures on the radar that can confirm a tornado, but there's nothing that beats a live person on the ground saying, hey, I'm watching this storm come through or whatever. And this storm tonight in Oak Ridge, there were spotters from the National Weather Service office up there my dear friend Anthony Cavalucci. I'm going to try to attend one of the classes this year before they quit. But one of his storm spotters saw the storm, in for those of you listening to us in East Tennessee tonight, near Loudon, Lenore City, and then that thing just made a beeline right up to Oak Ridge near the Oak Ridge National Nuclear Laboratory, which that's an interesting another story probably. But it's going to be a volatile night, and even though the sun's going down, scenes that you just saw, I'm afraid, are going to be repeated again. And we're coming on here tonight just to stress to you to please be safe out there tonight. If you're in the South, if you're in Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, West Georgia, Atlanta, around midnight tonight, Birmingham in the next hour, you're in for a very rough night. Montgomery, Alabama, Dothan, Alabama, Mobile, Alabama. Mobile has been spared today. My brother's not gotten too much weather. But just within the last hour, there are thunderstorms exploding just west of there. And you folks around the Gulf Coast, please be safe tonight, Northwest Florida. All of this moves eastward tomorrow into the Carolinas and up the seaboard, up the Atlantic seaboard, as far north as Washington, D.C. and south. This is an unusual spring event, to be frank with you. We get tornadoes in the spring, but this has been a very, very volatile system. I got to show you this map tonight. If you don't believe that there has been some weather associated already with this thing, this is the National Storm Prediction Center's storm reports for yesterday. 866 reports. 866 reports. You can see the map. The dots in red are tornadoes. Those are confirmed tornadoes. You had 33 of those, most of them last night, and that is what led to a lot of the death. 529 wind reports, 13 of which was extreme damage done by these thunderstorm winds. We had 304 hail events, 16 of which were 2-inch or more in diameter. And then that made it for a total of 866. That is unreal. That is, and we predicted this last night on our late night show, and it was starting when we were going on the air. Things had just started ramping up in Missouri. There had been about 221 reports of wind damage, a few tornadoes, but nothing like this. And this is, you see the tornadoes in Mississippi that started developing overnight into this morning. And then western Alabama, northwestern Alabama. As of right now, it's 8:53 in the east. As of getting close to 9 o'clock, this is the total for today, and this is as of, again, 9 o'clock. There have been 16 tornadoes. There have been 57 wind reports and 14 hail events, and you can see the red dots there. I will tell you there will be more added to this because we've had a confirmed tornado or two already in East Tennessee tonight, and Mississippi has been sort of the bullseye today, northwestern Alabama. But this whole region is about to Georgia, you're next, and Alabama, eastern Alabama, southeast Alabama, where I'm at tonight, northwest Florida, you all are next. I'm going to show you a couple of maps. Again, if you got family in these areas, folks, please keep them in mind. Tell them that they need to be alert for what's going on. This is the Storm Prediction Center's update as of 9 o'clock tonight. You can see the region in red. And this is what they call a mesoscale discussion, which is basically just when they're talking about the weather downstream, what they're going to do. And they're going to issue another tornado watch here. Tornadoes possibly could be as high as 140 to 170. This is going to be a very dangerous possibility. The wind's 65 to 80 miles an hour, hail up to 2.5 inches. They give you details of this. So they're predicting a very violent night here where I'm at, actually. And so we'll just show it like this. This is what they're predicting. This is going to be the area right here. If you notice those winds, not to get too technical, not to get too weather speak, because I know some of you, this is Greek to you about weather, but the energy that is producing the tornadoes tonight in Tennessee was actually the energy that produced the storms today in Mississippi, and it was actually a separate entity than what produced this damaging and the killer storms in Missouri last night. That energy is moving out, but there's another wave that is starting to form right back here. Actually, it's further south, and it's more probably, that would be a better way to put it. Let me change the color of this. You can't see that too good. But the energy, there's an impulse that is coming off the Gulf, and it is about to jolt northeast, and that is why they're very, very concerned about this region. There were 2 tornado watches today that were particularly, they put a PDS tag on there. Those are probably less than 5 a year that you get. We had 2 today. Tornado emergencies don't happen. I remember the tornado that hit Oklahoma City back in 2003, and the one that hit 1999. There's been other tornado emergencies. Rolling Fork last year. Some of these bigger tornadoes, they will put an emergency tag on them. We've got other pictures and video we'll probably share Monday night on the show. We'll probably do a summary. And but this region, if you live in this region tonight, I know we got listeners here. That's where my sweetheart lives. My beautiful wife, Kathy, she lives down here. We're down here tonight in this general area. But there's family. We have family here. My family is all up and down this area. My brother's over here in this region. I probably shouldn't say that the way people are swatting people. But anyway, let's just say that if you're in this part of the country, heads up tonight, and it's dark, sun has gone down. If you heard the video, they said I can still hear it. You pretty much are at the mercy of hearing it overnight. And when you see the lightning, you're going to hear a lot of heavy rain, a lot of hail, a lot of wind. And that's not the danger. The danger is when that stops, because that is when the tornado usually is on the backside of these severe thunderstorms and these supercells. And that's the most dangerous few seconds after the hail. A couple of things about these storms tonight. They're moving rapidly. Make sure you've got some way to get warnings. Your power may go out. I would charge your phones tonight if you've not done so already. If you're in this area of white, we've been spared. We've not had any weather here today. The winds have been blowing pretty hard, but it's just been a warm day. But that warmth has fueled this atmosphere, and this impulse that's down here tonight is shooting, again, a lot of energy out of the Gulf. And when you start getting this cold front that's coming, and that's what's triggering all this, and it's just like a cauldron. It's like nitroglycerin, and the atmosphere is about to explode again in south central, southeast Alabama into Georgia and Atlanta. My hometown needs to be alert, and so forth. I want to just say this tonight on a personal note. We're very, very saddened by all these deaths in Missouri. This is a high death toll. We were putting it out there last night that there was a possibility that this was going to happen. I did not realize how severe, though, that the tornadoes would be in Missouri and Arkansas. I figured that with it being nighttime, that some of the nighttime cooling, because the temperatures are cooler at night, that while there was probably going to be some severe wind events and a few isolated tornadoes here or there, maybe, whatever, that it would be a typical spring-like system, because we get these systems in the spring. We just do in the South and in the Midwest and in the plains. But I was really sort of stunned when I heard the death toll tonight that many people had been killed by this event. So this is a major story. That's what we're on tonight. I normally don't come on Saturday night. I try to take at least one day off a week. If I didn't, I'd pass out and collapse. But this is important enough to come on and share with you what's going on. Just be praying for the folks in Missouri and Arkansas tonight. Your danger has passed. The danger east is not. If you're on the East Coast tonight, from Ohio, Pennsylvania, D.C., all the way down to North Florida, down in this area of the country right here, that slight risk area is along that line right there, eastward tomorrow. All of our weather will be done by the morning. This line that you see, this conglomeration of rain right here, is going this direction and that direction. And this is going to be out of here probably by 6 o'clock in the morning. But you folks east of this line tomorrow, Sunday, This is not done. It won't be as severe, but there will be risk of these things taking place again. And I know we got a lot of listeners in this area. We just do, and I know some of them personally, and I just family too. So please be safe tonight. A couple of other things, and then I'm going to talk to you a little bit more. This is the radar. Let's see, did I do that? Where did I put that? This is one of the radar. I want to show you this just to give you something to consider how these radars pick these storms up. This was out of Taylorsville, Missouri last night when one of these tornadoes was going through, and you can see the different colors on the radar. When you're looking at a radar screen and you're seeing this, that different richer color is different objects that the radar is picking up. It's quite likely that that tornado was on the ground, and this radar was picking up the debris that was being shot up into the air, maybe up close to 5 to 10,000 feet aloft. And when you see a signature like that on a radar, you have got a devastating tornado. You've just got a devastating tornado on the ground. We actually had that tonight in Oak Ridge. They were seeing debris balls, and there has been damage in East Tennessee. I'm just thankful. I was praying, Lord, protect my house. I did. I was whispering under my breath when I was watching my buddy Todd Howell tonight. I said, Lord, I'm sorry that this hit Oak Ridge. Just protect my home. That's all I care about. Put the angels around that house, because I don't want that damage to go any further east. And it's going northeast right now. It's passing me to the west, at least where my northern house, my home is. I'm home here tonight, too. But Taylorsville was basically whacked last night pretty bad. There was a lot of damage, and it was probably one of the cities that there were fatalities in as well in Missouri. But when you see something like this, it's literally these radars can pick up the debris that's up in the atmosphere. That's how intense these tornadoes have gotten yesterday and tonight and today. And again, our prayers for all the death and so forth. Let's go over to Todd Howell. Let's see what Todd's talking about. Let's see what's going on. The other part about this storm, and I do want to mention, because do you realize flooding actually kills more people than tornadoes? This swath of rain, the individual storms are just racing to the northeast, northeast at 50 to 70 miles an hour. But the entire shield, look at that shield of rain that covers, I mean, that's nearly, 500 miles of territory, 600 miles. And there's a term we use in meteorology called training. And this water is going over the same parts and same cities without really moving that far. It's not moving as quickly east as the individual storms are moving northeast. That's going to produce a flooding threat. And you folks, again, northern Alabama, northwest Georgia, Tennessee, the Tennessee Valley, you folks in Kentucky, Ohio, and God knows in North and South Carolina, you don't need no more water. But there's a possibility that this thing is going to be a flood producer once it gets further east and the threat becomes more water than it is the severe storms. But don't mess around with this water. The flooding, flash flooding kills more people each year than tornadoes do. And the lightning also. We've not had a lot of lightning with these storms. Just a couple of heads up tonight. If you're in a nighttime situation, one of the earmarks of a tornado, I've always seen it, is the rapid lightning. And because there's so much energy that when you have a spinning supercell, the atmosphere is spinning so bad that it's just the friction of that storm and the energy in that causes lightning to just seconds, bum, 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 like that. If you see that, that's an earmark that you may have a developing funnel cloud or a tornado. The other thing is the roar. But the thing about the roar tonight, if you hear the roar, the tornado's on you. If you're getting a warning, I know some of you live in cities that have sirens. If you hear a siren, do not sit there and say, we got a few minutes. Get to your shelter immediately. Find a safe place. If you don't have a safe place in your house tonight, think about it. A bathroom, an interior bathroom, lower level of your house. If you got a basement, that's the most ideal place to be. don't be around windows. Don't be crazy like McDonald here and try to go out and catch a film of it. Chris is that Chris is that crazy, and I'm just a kid in me. I'm sorry. I'm a storm chaser, and want to be at least. But seriously though, be safe tonight. Don't risk anything, and just be alert. Make sure your emergency settings are turned on to allow notifications overnight. The emergency broadcast system will go off if you have a serious enough warning in your area. So I just wanted to share that with you. We're going right at 27 minutes. I'm going to let you go here, but I did want to come on tonight and give you an update. There's going to be another watch issued in this area. We're not done by any stretch of the imagination. Right now, actually, this is the only watch, the active watch, I think, that is ongoing right now, and that's the one in my neck of the woods up in Tennessee. That's the number that you see there, 48. That means that's how many watches have been issued this year. So we've already had 48 tornado watches in March. And that one is that was actually didn't even have the particularly dangerous situation tag on it. But there are rumblings tonight that this watch here is going to be a particularly dangerous situation. That right there, those are EF2, EF3 tornadoes, 140 to 170. Those are not garden variety twisters. The Fujita scale from an EF1 all the way up to EF5, that range right there, what they're predicting, that is an EF2 to EF3, and that's what could possibly erupt in this region down here. And you can see the storms down here already beginning to explode. I watched the radar a while ago, and there's a lot of activity where my line is right there, just west of my brother. Those storms are headed this direction, and the whole line is headed this direction. And I just wanted to tell you tonight to be safe. 29 dead in Missouri and Arkansas. Our prayers for you folks out there tonight. And there's going to be a lot of damage. When we wake up tomorrow and the scenes start coming in, I watched, I think it was Taneyville, Mississippi. It looked like a bomb went off today. Several towns in Mississippi had tornado emergencies. That means that there were large destructive tornadoes on the ground, just like we predicted at lunch today they would happen, and the Weather Service was warning people. We saw this a few days ago, and I remember mentioning it maybe even Tuesday night for the Southeast to be heads up. And this is one of the reasons why we're really praying about doing a Weather Channel, because these are the events that it's been in my blood. I've always been a history buff and a weather buff, and I don't take pleasure in seeing these events, but I do enjoy reporting on them because in the sense that it keeping you informed. It's what we do. That's why we have the Mac Files. That's why we have a news network. And you folks east of us tonight, over in Georgia, in Florida tomorrow, it's your turn. Heads up. It's going to be the same thing. Listen, may the Lord bless you tonight. I will see you back here. Now, in the event we get some major breaking news about this, I don't think I'll be back on tonight, but, who knows what's going to happen. Just say a prayer for all of us here in Alabama tonight, Georgia, and North Florida. It's going to be a volatile night ahead. I think most of the weather north into Tennessee is going to go on up into Kentucky, but those storms will be weakening as the night gets on. These storms down here are going into an environment that has been basically cooked today. We've had temperatures approaching 85 degrees here in Alabama. That's summertime weather, and this is March. We don't get this kind of weather in March. And this energy that's coming out of the Gulf tonight is about to hit this, and the night is not going to be any covering. It's going to be volatile and deadly, I'm afraid, in some places. So please be careful out there tonight. We love you. I'll see you in the morning. It's Sunday tomorrow. Sunday's Faith Day on our shows. Every day's Faith Day on our shows. We're faith. We are about faith. We'll be preaching in the morning in Africa again. I had a powerful service there this morning. If you didn't get a chance to listen to it, please do from this morning. And we were able to broadcast it live. Thank you for the few that joined us this morning. But tomorrow, Sunday morning, Sunday night, and we'll have an update on Monday of all this bad weather. And our prayers again for the families that have lost these folks and so forth. I want to just, before I go, here's Todd Howell. Let's listen into what Todd's got to say and see what he's got to say about the weather in East Tennessee tonight.
Being safe, I should say, from reliable sources. Thank you. And we appreciate that information. But good news, no damage been reported as those storms move through Anderson County so far. Now, sometimes it takes a while for that information to come in. Also, Sarge, and a weather spotter in Anderson County, is texting me and relaying to me that a source that he has did report a funnel cloud sighted on or over the western end of Pine Ridge off of Highway 95 north of the Y-12 facility, a funnel cloud, but no damage assessment information available since that's on Federal Reserve. But reportedly it was in the air above the Oak Ridge Turnpike near the Roane-Anderson County line heading eastbound. But no damage as of right now being coming in from that. It's a big difference if it's a funnel cloud versus if it's on the ground. One is in the air, spinning, rotating rapidly. Still could do some damage, but obviously when it's on the ground contact, we got a lot more damage. So,
and that is exactly right. And Todd, you can see that some of those storms in East Tennessee are weakening. Thank God, the tornado warnings have been dropped. They're down to severe. Not the severe thunderstorm warning is not bad, but it's definitely better than a tornado on the ground. And I'm glad he said that, because that was another thing. A funnel cloud. If you spot a funnel cloud, it does not necessarily mean it's on the ground. It's bad. It can do damage. But if the tornado is on the ground with 140 to 170 mile an hour winds, and some of them, that's catastrophic damage. That is catastrophic damage. And there was some of these storms last night in Missouri and Arkansas, evidently, that had those kind of winds on the ground for a long time. We'll have a lot of video Monday. We'll update you on this story, and it'll be the story for the first of the week. I just want to say this as I go out tonight. It's unrelated. My dear friend Juanita Broderick, and there's been several conservative voices that have had a rough few days being swatted, and we're going to address that Monday. I wished I had time to tonight, but just say a prayer for people, and I don't take this lightly. I mean, I'm sort of in the woodwork. We're not big enough. We've had it happen to us. We had it happen about 6 years ago in 2019. The dynamics of the show were different then, but I know what it's like to have police show up at your house on a false call, and it was very, very scary. And Juanita had not ordered a pizza, and 3 pizza guys were banging on the door telling her they had her pizza. And she called the police, and still don't know who they were. So it's getting real out there. Be safe. Be safe. Be safe. Whether it's the weather or swatters. That's all I got to say. May the Lord bless you tonight. Listen, we love y'all. Have a good night, everybody. Be safe out there. You folks in the South, it's not over tonight. It's still going to be a volatile night and overnight in the mornings. Make sure that you got your warning set up. And if you get a warning, don't hesitate. Get to a safe place. We love you. See you back here in the morning on the face side. Have a good night, everybody. Stay safe out there. Good night.